Hello, my name is Julia Anderson from Greek Fire Films, and today I wanted to show you how I made the Girl Code book prop for our short film, The Girl Code. Despite the fact that it only appears for a couple of seconds in the film, I spent 4 hours creating it because it was such an important prop. First, I had this old notebook that used to have a lock attached to it that I didn't actually ever really use. I had written on the front though, so I spent some time erasing that. Once I'd finished erasing as much of the cover as I could, I decided to move on. I glued the first page into the inside cover as I had written some personal information there, and I didn't want that to possibly show up in the short film, or really remember that I had once written these things when I was 12. I messed up a bit, but it still looked good. Now it was time to start decorating. I decided to make the first page the title page and wrote out the girl code, ignoring all the parameters that the notebook suggested. Then I wrote in the names of Grace's sisters, as they are the ones who created the girl code book in the first place. I made sure to give different handwriting to each of the girls. Then I added a little more to the title page, an explanation of the purpose of the book. I made sure to add Grace's name as a later addition to the book. Then I started writing in the rules. I decided to first number every single page with a different rule. I wrote rules in different pens and pencils to make it look like they had all been done in different points and times. Sometimes multiple were added at once, or sometimes one pen or pencil is more popular than others. Once I filled out every single lined page of the book with rules, I realized that there were only 97 pages of rules, and in the script there were more rules than that. So I turned the book upside down and started writing more rules on the back sides of the pages. Once I was satisfied with the amount of rules, I decided it was time to write them. On some pages, I wrote down nonsensical scribbles, as nobody is supposed to see the inside of the book, especially not up close. However, I did write real words on a few pages. I made sure to match the pens to the headings as well. For specific rules mentioned in the script, I wrote the rules down, or an approximation of them. Rule 15 is Gretchen's "we should just stab Caesar" speech in Mean Girls. Once I had written in all the rules, which took way too long and hurt my hand way too much, I decided it was time to beat up the book. I had to make it look used because many preteen and teenage girls had passed this around and written in it by the time this sleepover took place. My main materials were erasers, a metal nail file, and hand sanitizer. The eraser did not do much on its own, but I used it to erase pen marks to add a bit of dirt and grime to it. I also used the hand sanitizer to spread the pen as well and give the book water damage. I used the nail file on the edges of the book to make it look particularly beat up. I flipped through the book a lot in order to make it appear more used. I also bent some pages out of shape and such. I added some hand sanitizer inside to give the book some more severe water damage. I chose to use the hand sanitizer instead of water because hand sanitizer dries faster. I roughed up the book a little more, giving it some rips and tears that I patched up with some tape. I used a rough eraser to scratch off a bit of the shine of the flowers and birds on the cover. I then gave the book more water damage because apparently these girls were not careful with what they did with their book. When I had damaged the book sufficiently and added some new details, it was time to design the cover. The final cover you see, I believe, is Grace's design, and so I created an old cover as a base, even going so far to make purposeful mistakes that may have been made by a preteen girl. I cut out each individual letter to give it a magazine or ransom note look. When I made this, I honestly had no idea how much it looked like the burn book from Mean Girls. It has a nice look though, I think. I neatened up and faded out the base cover before adding the printed letters. There needs to be a reason for a new cover, you know? I then glued all the letters over the original cover's words. It doesn't need to look good, only cool and fun. This is a book that Grace takes way too seriously, especially because it was created almost 10 years ago by middle school girls. Later, each of the cast members decided to write their own rules in the back of the book. Most of these rules contradict each other, staying true to the source material. And that is how I made the Girl Code book. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please watch the Girl Code and check out our short films here on YouTube at Greek Fire Films. Thank you and have a nice day.